G'day. This week it's all about the big trip to the United States of America. I'm very excited, a little bit nervous, and got a lot of things on my mind. I just thought I'd bump this video out for you just in case you were thinking about doing a DIY going to America. So there's a couple of little ideas in here that might just help you and spur you on the way. So without any further ado, let's go. ESTA, Electronic System Travel Authorisation. If you're Australian or English or a few other countries, you don't actually have to apply for a visa. You do, however, have to apply for an ESTA. So you can jump online, do all your little bits and bobs, pay you around about $20, and that means you're off to America, no questions asked, generally. Now the other thing is really important if you're going to go over, make certain, first of all, you've got a passport. Make certain also you've got a passport that's got at least 6 months in a row or more. If you've only got a month or two, that won't work. Probably won't even get you the ESTA. So make certain your passport's all up to date. That'll be a good start. And then you go through the unbelievable process of buying airline tickets and oh, there's so much. And if you're going away, make certain your car's going to be registered, and and also if you're going to be driving over there, make certain you've got an international driver's license. An international driver's license lasts for 12 months. You can generally get it in Victoria and New South Wales pretty easy. I made application, but again there was a catch there because applying for an international driver's license, my driver's license didn't have 6 months for while I was over there, so I had to extend it, and then to extend it I have to go back to New South Wales to get an updated licence. There is a little bit of organisation to be done before you head off. If you wanted to go to the next level, which is exactly what I want to do, 90 days wouldn't be enough time for me to go in and show you the great parts of the west coast of America. So I had to apply for another type of visa. That's called a B1, B2. I called it the bananas in pyjamas visa, not in front of them, obviously. So with the B1, B2, you need to fill out all the forms, fill it out, make application, and then what they will do is they will slot you in. Now I was under the understanding they would slot you in if you needed to change it, you could. Well, that's true, but the reason to change it isn't because I want to go earlier or I just need to. I really want to. I've already bought an airline ticket. Realistically, once they've given you the date, that's the date you have to sit around and wait for. Once that happens, then you finalise the application. You actually have to go into the American consulate. I went here in Melbourne, and it took around about an hour. So you go in, I was booked in for 8:45 in the morning, got there and there was quite a few other people also at 8:45, but that's okay. Then you go in and do your interview, and they'll ask you some questions like, why do you want to go for 6 months? And my answer basically was because 3 months is not going to cut it if I want to go and see all the best parts of America. Then they'll say, have you got enough cash? And you need to tell them and maybe even prove it. And is there any reason you would come back? And in my case, you know, I've got children I want to come back to, or I've got commitments with property and cars and caravans and all that sort of stuff. So they're not that intense, but that's the process to get a B1, B2 visa. You need to check if any bills are coming up, like your driver's license, will it expire while you're away? Fishing license, your breakdown service. Apparently you can pause, certainly the one in New South Wales, you can pause that breakdown service. Need to check your car insurance, is it going to lapse while you're away? For me, caravan insurance, car registration, caravan registration, any outstanding bills, just need to be sure that they're still being paid. It's not a bad idea to have a will, especially going into the land of America. Everybody's got a gun, allegedly. Great news, I've got my visa all done and dusted, so I'm now ready to go over, ready to start booking a flight. Well, let me tell you, there's a lot involved in booking a flight. It's not just jump on Google, search flights going to either, in my case, LA or San Francisco. as I said, there's a lot involved. So you can jump on there. This is the way I did it. I jumped on the internet, on Google. There is actually Google Flights. That's probably worth a look. So Google Flights, they don't care who they're advertising. They'll just say, there's a flight from here going to there. You punch in your takeoff date and your return date. Make certain you get a return ticket. Make certain that return ticket is not longer, so less than, in my case, 6 months, or if you just got an ESTA, make certain it's less than 3 months. Because if the ticket's longer, you'll get to the other side and they won't even let you across the border. The other thing is just go on to Google and look for flights to, in my case, say LAX. You don't need to have all the codes. Just pop it in, and all the sponsored ones will be the people trying to sell you the products, but go beyond the sponsored, and then you will find different companies that will give you variations, and look at them. At least have 3, if not 5 different companies. Skyscanner is one of them, Webjet's another one. And once you've got all those, what I did was I printed just the front page, so it gave me prices. And just watch out, sometimes just having a cheap flight's not that great, because you might be able to get over to the States for like $1,500 return, but then the catches might be a 42-hour trip, which, you know, I don't really want to have to deal with 42 hours of long stays in the various airports. So I have to wait and sit for like 9 hours or 11 hours or whatever. So yeah, just watch out for the cheap ones. And the other thing is, with the cheap one, you might find one, oh great, that's exactly the price, and that's, you know, it's not too long the trip. Maybe I've got to stop over once, that's fine. But then what you might find is that what they're doing is they're giving you the cheap, or like the Super Saver. Then when you go in to book the Super Saver, you can't cancel it, you can't change it, you can't do this, you can't do that. You're not allowed to have checked baggage, but you can have your little 7 kilogram on board. So there's just so many variations. And what I did was I finally got my airline ticket, and they had the 4 variations, so I can have it Super Saver. That's not relevant to me about changing times and changing flights, and I needed a checked baggage, because by the time you add all those up, you literally could be paying something like $600 just one way for each little edition. So the 4 variations I looked at, first one not an option, so I'm now paying I think about another $150, and that meant at least I could get a suitcase and an on-board baggage, so that was handy. But there was no food, no drinks, none of this, none of that. And I wanted to have my flight, you know, where you add on the flight miles. So that wasn't variation 1 or 2, so variation 3, and I think I'm now about $600 extra. So that was the one I wanted. And that was just one way. So I've taken that one, and at least that gave me some carry-on baggage, checked baggage, a bit of a nibble on the plane, and it gave me some air miles. So all those things to consider. Well, there you have it. Even though it was a bit short, just hopefully it'll just give you a couple of ideas in case you're doing a DIY going to America. There's a few things and a few shortcuts that are well worth looking into. So hopefully that video helped you. And for those who have been following me, yes, I did find someone to help me out with the storage of the car and the caravan. It's a good friend of mine, Madhu, and his wife Liz. I'm very grateful for that. Now, if you found the video useful, helpful and or entertaining, please give me one of those. And if you think the video is worth sharing, that too would be great. Until next time, this is Paul Will Drive, signing off.